with you.
Okay. All these options are going to be unique to your particular situation, okay? One thing I always stress over and over again is you've taken the first step. You've come to get yourself educated. There's so much misinformation out there. It's unbelievable what I hear. People say, oh, well, I found out I could do a short sale and I can get a loan the next day. No, you can't. That's not even a possibility. I don't know why they advertise it, but they do. Some people also hear that, well, if I do a short sale or foreclosure, I've got to wait 7 years before I can buy anything again. That's not the case either. Everybody's situation is strictly unique, okay? So it's very important that you talk to somebody about what your options are and what your situation is to get you in a position to buy down the road. Because I'm assuming everybody here at some point is going to want to buy real estate again, correct?
Correct.
Okay. First and foremost, bankruptcy, this is probably one of the easiest as far as time frame goes. It's typically 2 years, okay? But whether you do a bankruptcy, a foreclosure, a deed in lieu, a loan modification, or short sale, once you've done any of these items, the most important thing you need to do right after that is start reestablishing your credit. Now, does anybody know what I mean when I'm talking about reestablishing credit? What the guidelines are, what lenders are looking for when you've reestablished your credit?
Timely payments?
Timely payments, but
Not overusing credit, but establishing some sort of credit line.
exactly, trade lines. Typically, we want to see 3 trade lines for at least 12 months with consistent payments, okay? That's shown that you've gone out, you've reapplied for credit, and you're able to manage that credit now, okay? And that puts you in a position now where you can start getting back into a position where you can get a home loan. You're not going to go through any of these situations and get a home loan without reestablishing credit. I had a borrower a couple months back, had a bankruptcy 7 years ago, but never reestablished credit. Guess what? Can't help him. He's got to go out, apply for credit cards, get a car loan, whatever, and make those payments for a year before he can even think about buying a home, okay? Foreclosure. This used to be a 7-year option. We now have options where we can look at something within 3 to 4 years. You have to reestablish the credit, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty much in a nutshell when it comes to foreclosure. Deed in lieu, there's different options for deed in lieu, okay? Typically, it can run as long as 7 years, which is sometimes worse than a foreclosure, okay? But with that, there are options where you can buy real estate after 2 years, after 4 years. It just depends on your situation. But here's the thing: the shorter the time period, the higher the down payment. Okay? If you do a deed in lieu and you want to buy real estate in 2 years and you've reestablished your credit, it's 20% down. So if you're going to buy a home for $150,000, that's $30,000 out of pocket plus closing costs plus whatever prepaid items. Okay? Modify the payoff. This can be done. It's going to be the same situation as the deed in lieu. It's just going to depend on what your situation is. So once again, you're looking at, you can do something in 2 years, but you're looking at 20% down. It's a big chunk of money. Anybody have $35,000 sitting around the bank?
Mm-hmm.
No, typically not. And that's just for
$150,000.
$150,000.
If you do have $35,000, the asset protection segment will be next, and we will talk about what you might need to do with that money. Go ahead.
All right, and then short sale. That's probably, from a lender standpoint, your best option, okay? Short sale is typically going to be a 3 to 4 year waiting period, but there are a lot of exceptions when it comes to the short sale. If you were never late on a payment, guess what? In a year, if you've reestablished credit, you can buy again, okay? That's a great option. If you've had situations where you had somebody where there was a primary wage earner who was ill or passed away, you have options where that 1 year waiting period, that 3 year waiting period is waived, okay? So there are options. And that's probably, from my standpoint, your best option. But keep in mind, everybody's situation is unique. And just because I, from a lender standpoint, want to see the short sale doesn't mean that that's going to be your best financial option. That's why we have the people here gathered to give you advice on what your situation is and what's best for your situation, okay? Any questions? No?
Pretty thorough.
Okay. Well, I'll be here afterwards for questions in case anybody wants to talk one-on-one.